Can I tell you something a little embarrassing?
Of course.
Last week, I had a meeting at work. Someone asked for my opinion, and I just said, I don't know. Then I looked at the floor.
Oh, I've done that too.
But I had an opinion, I just didn't know how to say it in English.
That's actually very common. Many English learners have good ideas, but they don't know how to start the sentence.
Exactly. I knew what I thought, I just couldn't find the words.
That's what we're fixing today. We're going to look at some simple phrases. Phrases that help you share your opinion naturally.
Not complicated grammar, just everyday phrases?
Just everyday phrases. The ones real people use in real conversations.
Okay, where do we start?
We start with the easiest two words in English. I think.
I think. That's it?
That's it. Before your opinion, say, I think. I think this movie is funny. I think the traffic is bad today. I think we should eat something.
It sounds so simple.
It is simple, but it changes everything. Without I think, you sound like you're stating a fact. With I think, you're sharing a feeling.
So I think makes it softer.
Yes, it's a cushion. You put I think before your words, and suddenly the sentence feels more open and relaxed.
I like that. A cushion.
Try it now. Tell me your opinion about the weather today.
Okay. I think the weather is a little too hot right now.
Perfect. Easy, right?
Yes, I didn't even pause.
That's the goal. When a phrase feels natural, you stop thinking about it. You just say it.
What other phrases work like I think?
A very good one is, in my opinion. It's a little more formal than I think, but still easy to use.
In my opinion. Like before a sentence?
Yes, at the beginning. In my opinion, this restaurant is better. In my opinion, the second option is safer.
It sounds a little more serious.
A little. That's why it's good at work or school. It shows you have thought about something before speaking.
I want to try. In my opinion, learning English is hard but interesting.
That was great. Natural and clear.
But what about something more casual, like with friends?
For casual conversation, use I feel like. It's very relaxed and very common in everyday English.
I feel like. Can you give me an example?
I feel like this cafe is too loud. I feel like we should leave early. I feel like this show is getting boring.
Oh, I use that already sometimes without knowing it.
That's because you've heard it in movies or music. Your brain already knows it a little.
So I already know it, I just wasn't using it on purpose.
Exactly. That happens a lot with English learners. The words are already in your head, you just need permission to use them.
I like that. Permission to use them.
Think of it this way. You hear a song 50 times, then one day you sing it without thinking. Language works the same way.
So the more I hear these phrases, the more natural they feel.
Yes, and the more you use them, the faster that happens.
What if I'm not completely sure of my opinion?
Great question. For that, we have maybe I'm wrong, but it tells people you're sharing your view, but you are open to other ideas.
Maybe I'm wrong, but how would I use that?
Maybe I'm wrong, but I think this way is faster. Maybe I'm wrong, but I feel like she was upset.
It sounds humble.
It is humble, and people really appreciate that. You're saying, here is my thought, but I'm not 100% certain.
I like that. It feels very honest.
Honest and open. Two things that make good conversations.
Can I tell you a small story?
Please.
A few months ago, I was on a trip with my family. We were trying to find a restaurant for dinner. My father said, "This street looks good." My mother said, "No, I think the other street has better food." And my sister said, "Maybe I'm wrong, but I feel like we should just pick one and go."
Ha, smart sister.
She was right. But the interesting thing is, they all shared opinions differently, and none of them fought.
That's because they used soft language. I think, I feel like, maybe I'm wrong. Those phrases keep conversations calm.
And in the end, which restaurant did you choose?
I want to know too.
My sister's choice. And it was great.
Of course it was.
So the person who used the softest language picked the best restaurant.
Huh. I think there's a lesson in that.
So we have I think, in my opinion, I feel like, maybe I'm wrong, but. Are there more?
Yes. What about when someone disagrees with you? Do you know what to say then?
Honestly, I usually just go quiet.
That's okay, but there's a better way. Try saying, I understand your point. It shows you listened.
I understand your point, and then what?
Then you can add, I still think though. So the full sentence is, I understand your point, but I still think this option is better.
Oh, that's polite and clear at the same time.
Exactly. You're not giving up, but you're also not being rude.
I understand your point, but I still think the meeting should be shorter.
That was perfect. Real, professional, calm.
What if I really don't want to argue? What if I just want to end the conversation nicely?
Then say, that's a fair point. I'll think about it.
That's a fair point. I'll think about it. Does that mean I agree?
Not necessarily. It means you heard them and you respect their idea. You're not agreeing, you're just being respectful.
Like a peaceful exit from a disagreement.
Ha, yes, a peaceful exit. I like that.
My brother needs to learn this phrase.
A lot of people do.
He argues about everything. Last week, we spent 20 minutes talking about which way to fold a towel.
The towel debate. Classic.
In my opinion, there is no right way to fold a towel.
That's a fair point. I'll think about it.
Ha! See, you just ended the towel debate.
That's the power of the phrase.
Okay, listeners, here is a small challenge. Think of one person you spoke with this week. Think of one thing they said that you disagreed with. How would you respond using one of our phrases? Pause for a second and think about it.
Don't worry if it takes a moment. Good answers usually do.
Ready? Let's continue.
There's one more phrase I really want to share. Can I share my perspective?
Wait, is that the phrase or are you asking me?
That's the phrase. Can I share my perspective? It's a little more formal, but very useful at work or in class.
Perspective. What does that mean exactly?
Perspective means your way of seeing something. It's your view, your angle. The word itself is a little advanced, but easy to understand in context.
Can I share my perspective on this project?
Perfect. It's professional, it asks permission before speaking, and it's very clear.
People must really like hearing that.
They do, because you're not interrupting. You're not forcing your opinion. You're asking first.
Like knocking on a door before entering.
That's a really nice way to put it.
What about the phrase, I see it differently? I think my grandfather used something like that.
Yes, that's excellent. I see it differently means I have a different opinion, but said in a very gentle way.
That's interesting, but I see it differently.
Great combination. You show respect for their idea, and then you share your own.
Let me try the whole thing. That's interesting. I see it differently, though. In my opinion, the first plan is safer.
That was really good. You used 3 phrases in one moment.
I didn't even plan that.
That's the point. When phrases are natural, they just come out.
Let me ask you something. What's the biggest mistake people make when sharing opinions in English?
Good question. I think the biggest mistake is being too direct too fast, saying things like, you are wrong, or that's a bad idea.
Those sound pretty harsh.
They do, not because the opinion is bad, but because there's no cushion. There's nothing to soften the message.
So the cushion phrases are really important.
Very important, especially with people you don't know well or in professional situations.
And with people you know well?
You can still be direct but kind. Even with close friends, saying, I think or I feel like keeps the energy good.
I have a friend who is very direct. He just says things without softening them, and sometimes people get upset.
Yes, that happens. He probably doesn't mean to be rude, but without those small phrases, the message lands harder.
Like dropping something instead of putting it down gently.
Exactly. Same object, very different landing.
I'll tell him about this podcast.
Please do. Now, I want to talk about tone, because I've noticed that even a good phrase can sound bad with the wrong tone.
That's so true. In my opinion, said slowly and calmly sounds respectful. Said loudly and fast, it can sound aggressive.
So the words matter, but the tone matters too.
Yes, think of tone as the music behind the words. Same song, different volume, different feeling.
Okay, so speak calmly, pause before you talk, and use our phrases.
3 simple things, big difference.
Can you share a time when your tone made a conversation better?
Yes, I remember once I was at a cafe and my order came wrong. The coffee had milk and I asked for no milk.
That's frustrating.
It is, but instead of saying, "You made a mistake," I said, "I think there might be a small problem with my order. I asked for no milk."
And what happened?
The server said sorry immediately and fixed it. No drama, just a quick, friendly correction.
Because you said, I think there might be a small problem, not you got it wrong.
Exactly. Same situation, very different words, very different result.
I'm going to remember that. I think there might be a small problem.
It works everywhere, at a restaurant, at work, with your internet provider on the phone.
Especially with the internet provider.
Yes, that one needs extra patience.
Let me ask about something a little different. What if you're in a group, like a class or a meeting, and you want to add your opinion to what someone else said?
Great situation. For that, you can say, "I agree with that, and I'd also add," it builds on their idea instead of replacing it.
So you're not correcting them, you're building.
Right. You're adding, not competing, not correcting, just sharing your thought on top of theirs.
I think that's true, and I'd also add that we need more time for the project.
Perfect. You agreed and you added. Very natural.
What if I want to gently add a different idea without agreeing first?
Then try, "That's a good point, and maybe we could also consider." It shows you respect their idea, but you have something else to offer.
That's a good point, and maybe we could also consider a shorter timeline.
Excellent. That phrase is great in meetings. It makes you sound confident, but not aggressive.
I feel like I could use that at work all the time.
You could. And once you start using it, you'll notice others start listening more.
Why is that?
Because when you soften your words, people feel respected. And when people feel respected, they open up.
That makes a lot of sense.
It's not just English, it's human. People listen more when they feel safe.
Okay, listeners, let's try a quick exercise together. I'll say something, you respond in your head using one of our phrases. Ready?
Good idea.
Here's the situation. Your friend says, "I think summer is the best season. You prefer winter." What do you say?
Think for a second. You could say, "That's a fair point, but I feel like winter is more cozy." Or maybe, "I see it differently. In my opinion, winter is better for staying inside with a good book."
Both of those are great. Did you get something similar?
There's no wrong answer here. If you used one of our phrases, that's a win.
Small progress counts.
Always.
What happens if you use the wrong phrase or say something awkward?
It happens to everyone. Even native speakers say things the wrong way sometimes.
Really?
Of course. The difference is they don't stop. They just keep going, or they correct themselves naturally.
How do you correct yourself naturally?
You say, "Sorry, let me try that again." Or, "Actually, what I mean is," both are very normal.
Actually, what I mean is, that's useful.
Very useful. It gives you a second chance without making a big deal of the mistake.
Like pressing a small reset button.
Exactly. And the person you're speaking with usually appreciates it. They see you're trying to be clear.
I always thought mistakes make people judge you.
Some people might, but most people don't. Most people are thinking about what they want to say next, not judging your grammar.
That's probably true.
Language learning requires a lot of courage, and mistakes are just part of the process.
My English teacher used to say, "Every mistake is a lesson."
Smart teacher. And that's true. You remember the sentences you said wrong much more than the ones you said perfectly.
Actually, what I mean is, I remember my mistakes better than my correct sentences.
You just used the phrase.
I did, didn't I?
Perfectly.
Let me ask you, where do you practice sharing opinions in English outside of conversations like this?
Honestly, I practice a lot by talking to myself.
To yourself?
Yes, I walk to the kitchen and I think, In my opinion, this coffee needs more sugar. I watch a movie and I think, I feel like the ending was too fast.
So you have little conversations with yourself.
All the time. It sounds strange, but it works. Your brain practices the phrase without any pressure.
No one to judge you.
Exactly. No one to judge, no pressure, just you and the phrase.
I think I should start doing that.
Try it today. Any small moment. Make breakfast and say out loud, in my opinion, this toast is perfect.
Okay, I will. What about practicing with other people?
Conversations like this one are great. Also, podcasts, YouTube videos where people talk. Watch for the phrases. You'll hear them everywhere.
Like when you learn a new word and suddenly you see it everywhere.
Exactly like that. Once your brain knows the phrase, it finds it in movies, in conversations, in music.
That's kind of exciting.
It is. Language learning has these small surprises. You study something, and then it appears in real life, and you think, I know that one.
That feeling is really satisfying.
Very. Hold on to that feeling. It keeps you going.
Can we do a little role play, a short practice conversation?
Let's do it.
Okay, the situation is this. We're friends. We are planning to go to a party tonight. I want to drive. You want to take the bus. Go.
I feel like the bus is easier. We don't have to worry about parking.
I see it differently. In my opinion, driving is faster, especially at night.
That's a fair point. But maybe I'm wrong? The bus leaves every 10 minutes, so the time difference might be small.
I understand your point. I still think driving is more comfortable, though.
Okay, can I share my perspective? I just really don't enjoy driving at night. That's my honest reason.
Oh, that's a fair point. I'll think about it. Actually, let's take the bus.
Thank you.
Did you notice how many phrases we used just now?
Almost all of them. And it sounded like a real conversation, not a language exercise.
That's what I want listeners to feel, that they can have real conversations.
And they can. With these phrases, they really can.
Can you share one more story, a real one, where these phrases would have helped?
Yes, this one still makes me a little embarrassed. I was at a family dinner, maybe 3 years ago. My aunt made soup.
Okay.
I took one spoonful and without thinking, I said, "This soup tastes strange."
Oh, no.
My aunt was sitting right across from me. The whole table went quiet. My mother gave me that look. You know the look.
Yes, everyone knows that look.
I should have said, I think this soup has a different flavor than usual. Is there something new in it? Completely different feeling.
Same meaning, but polite. And maybe your aunt would have said, yes, I tried a new spice.
Exactly. It could have been a nice moment instead of an awkward one.
After that, did you start thinking before you speak?
Yes, just 1 second. That's all it takes. 1 second to ask yourself, how does this sound?
1 second. That's a very small investment for a much better conversation.
Very small, and it makes a real difference.
Let's do a review of all the phrases from today. I'll say them, you give a quick example. Ready?
Ready.
I think.
I think this coffee is too strong.
In my opinion.
In my opinion, the first design looks better.
I feel like.
I feel like we should leave soon.
Maybe I'm wrong, but.
Maybe I'm wrong, but I think that road is closed today.
I understand your point.
I understand your point, but I still think we need more time.
That's a fair point.
That's a fair point. I'll think about it.
I see it differently.
That's interesting. I see it differently, though.
Can I share my perspective?
Can I share my perspective on this idea?
I agree with that, and I'd also add.
I agree with that, and I'd also add that we need a backup plan.
Actually, what I mean is.
Sorry, actually what I mean is I want more time, not more people.
10 phrases. All natural, all useful.
And all very learnable, even in one day.
Which 3 should a complete beginner start with?
I think, in my opinion, and I feel like. Those 3 cover most situations.
3 phrases. That feels manageable.
Very manageable. Master those 3, then add 1 more each week.
Kind of like building a house, 1 brick at a time.
Perfect. You don't build a house in 1 day. but every brick counts.
Small progress counts.
Small progress counts. Always.
Let me try something. Can I share my perspective on what I learned today?
Please do.
In my opinion, the most useful thing I learned today is that opinions don't need to be strong to be good. I think a soft opinion is often more powerful than a loud one.
That was beautifully said, and you used 2 of our phrases naturally.
I feel like I'm getting better.
You are, and that's all that matters.
One final question. What should listeners do after this podcast?
3 things. First, pick one phrase, just one. Use it 5 times today. Second, find one real conversation and try your phrase. Third, notice when other people use these phrases. You will hear them everywhere now.
Even one phrase used 5 times today makes a real difference.
It does. That's not an exaggeration. 5 repetitions in one day builds a habit faster than studying for 1 hour.
Because you're using it, not just reading it.
Exactly. Reading a phrase is one thing. Saying it is something completely different.
Maybe I'm wrong, but I think that's the secret to learning a language.
I think you're right.
Look at us, using the phrases without thinking.
That's always the goal.
Okay, thank you so much. This was really helpful.
Thank you, too. You asked great questions today.
And listeners, remember, your opinions matter. You just need a few good phrases to share them comfortably. You're learning. Small progress counts.
See you next time.